Teamwork. Hey!
Don't forget to pay.
What's up?
Oh, yes.
We're live. I'm your host, your storyteller, your dungeon mistress, your emotional teeth puncher, Void Doll. It's a pleasure to meet you. Glad you're here. Welcome back to Bound. It's been a long time. Feels like the last game we played was the Megasode, even though that's not true, but boy, oh boy, does it feel like it. Alright, I guess while that's happening, the rest of the party, what do you, remember happening last time?
Daniel's house is gone.
Yeah, but why is Daniel's house gone?
Yeah, Daniel.
What do you mean, Daniel? There was like 4 raging Garu in that house. What are you talking about?
Why were there raging Garu, Daniel?
Daniel?
They were mad about those low thread count sheets.
God damn it. Holy fuck.
Yeah, who
Okay,
buys 100
fine.
thread count anymore? Come
Wow,
on, man.
this is unhinged.
It all started with Daniel trying to force a premonition about seeing how to keep Sigma and the itty witty bitty child together, and then he saw too deep, and then his beast got angry, and then the worm tried to crawl out of his throat and punish somebody, so Daniel said, you know what, fuck it, I'm punishing myself, and he shot himself with a dragon breath round. Yep. Set himself on fire, set Zeta into a complete, almost panic frenzy. Because he was burning like crispy Kindred. Oh god. And
Chain reaction, domino effect into several Garu raging out.
and then Daniel actually frenzying and breaking Jihoon's arm, which set Gamma off, which set Zeta off, which set all Garu off in the house.
It's
And we had to
really-
get out of the house.
It really is like they're a room full of cats, and you know when one freaks out and the rest of them,
And then everyone freaks out.
and they're all
Yeah.
just jumping and mirrors are breaking, and they're like, you know, yeah, kind of.
So when like, all the Garu were having a kumbaya rage fest on top of Daniel's foundation.
That was actually out in the woods.
Oh, that
I
was
don't know
on.
if you guys are about. No, Zeta grabbed you and ran away.
No, I know. That's what I was going to say next. Like,
Yeah.
for some odd reason, for Garu, who are known in their war form, normally just destroy everything in their path, the raging Garu grabbed Daniel and ran off into the woods, just completely ignoring everything else for some interesting reason. Which I hope to find out real soon.
And as shit was going down, Omega appeared after Malcolm apparently kind of summoned him, but he was
Oh,
a
boy.
little off and a little
Little?
extra, a little actually. I would rather him be physically terrifying than the personality terrifying that he was this last time.
It was more like something in the shape of Omega,
Yes, 100%.
which was horrifying. You know.
And me and my attempt to grab Lay Prince and take him to the car
Bad idea.
got myself run through by said Omega.
Get
But
messed up. Gamma
it
got real
means-
messed up.
but it means
Jihoon
the-
got real messed up.
It means the Gamma didn't get killed because
Yeah.
when Omega showed up and Malcolm didn't have someone for him to kill,
Yeah.
he was like, the price must be paid, blah blah, scary.
I think it was to cut.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
blood had to be spilled.
Okay, well, we didn't know how intense the blood had
This
to be
is true.
spilled.
This is true. This is true.
We were like,
job,
okay,
Noah.
Gamma's already missing an arm.
Oh my god. Oh
He
my
doesn't need to
god.
be
Yeah.
missing anything else. So, and as we were rushing to the car after this Omega thing and people were destroyed, we basically had a Garu Kaiju battle. That's why the house is mostly gone. As we were getting to the car, that's when Alpha and Delta showed up, and then they too became a part of the Garu thing to try and get them to chill the fuck out. So they all went out into the woods after Zeta, and then the rest of us in the car with Gamma.
But But like, don't forget, like Ji-hoon put himself in the way of Gamma getting hurt, and like because of maybe submerged directives, we don't know, but got like back tore up, and then he had to eat, but he wouldn't drink from Gamma.
It's true.
So then Quinn's like, I guess, sure, have some, and then like Ji-hoon wouldn't until she like bit into her own wrist, which, okay, fine, I'm not gonna take that personally. But it's fine. But then it was very cute because after Ji-hoon had some of Quinn's blood, Gamma's like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. And then they had a lovely, very bloody kiss. So I had to put the romance in there. This was important before we jammed everyone in the car.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And while we're in the car, we're all stuffed in the car very tightly. We obviously, the hospital that we obviously had to go to is the one that is owned by Magnus, and as we know, Magnus is actually like doesn't like Gamma. So Ji-hoon, through some finagling, made a deal.
Hey, like, listen, like
So that
what had to happen. Like
Gamma won't be killed on sight.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah, no, because Gamma will be dead. There was like a kill order.
Correct.
So
yes. Yep.
Only by basically
So-
Ji-hoon offering whatever Magnus wanted. I think
100%.
that was. Oh my god. Okay, we're
Yep.
fine. This is great.
Yeah, this is 100% a-okay.
Oh, and then Daniel ran with the wolves. He learned something and then was made to forget it.
Correct. He did learn something very important, which if you want to learn, you're going to have to go watch the previous session
Yeah.
on the YouTube. Go watch it. Not right now, though. Watch it later.
Yeah. High five. Group teamwork, everybody.
High fives. We did
Yeah,
it.
we did it.
That's our recap.
Anything you'd like to add, Miss Sly?
I don't think she's back yet.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, there's one important
She
Ji-hoon
sent
thing,
me a
right?
note that says start without me.
Oh no.
But like Ji-hoon's submerged directives came out before when like he was drawing all these symbols like a flower in it and in his own blood up with Daniel. So we were like,
there was definitely
what was that?
there was definitely some interesting weird
There's some
thinking
Tremere shit going on.
submerged directives. Yeah, because Ji-hoon didn't really seem like himself while he was doing that.
Oh god, and the Evan thing where Evan stopped the car.
Yes,
Oh,
Evan
no.
did stop the car, and
That
we
was
argued for a
great.
second, and
Yeah.
it was. Whew.
Yeah, that
There was
was
some
good drama.
tension.
Okay. Oh, there were some good moments, y'all. Go watch that. We don't need to relive it.
We don't need to relive it. That's true.
It's processing the trauma. It's good trauma. It's trauma I actively engage in.
I love how you're saying this with the background sounds.
So we begin tonight. Part of the coterie, the majority of the coterie, find yourselves standing inside the antechamber of the hospital, and it feels like you are standing in a well-lit maw. Some of you are standing back further than the others, not quite having stepped beyond the threshold. Malcolm, you are one of these, Kindred, and gazing you down heat for heat is your tall and elegant, albeit angry, sister. The smug smile on Demetria's face would make a snake look as delicate as a church mouse. Her eyes flick to the paramedics that are rushing to collect Gamma from Ji-hoon, and as Ji-hoon attempts to go with him, he is pulled aside by some of Magnus's men. And then her eyes flick to yours. And it's a full smile, though she doesn't reveal her fangs.
Malcolm doesn't look at her. His eyes are on the biggest threat in the room, and that's not his sister.
Okay. So the question is, who does Malcolm think is the biggest threat in the room?
Magnus is here, isn't he?
He is indeed.
His eyes are on Magnus.
See how I tricked you? I didn't actually tell you who was the actual most threat. Ah! Sorry. Clearly I'm a little nervous. Man, I gotta step into some big girl roleplay shoes tonight, because oh boy, the Daddy Bane is a little scary. Oh man. Okay. Really quickly, I want to get everyone's first initial thoughts. It is a flurry of activity. Guards swarm out, followed by paramedics. You are all pushed into that very brightly lit antechamber that feels somehow sterile and prison-like. I want to know what each of you are feeling. The look on Magnus's face is a mask of impassive disinterest, but the eyes hold a darkness that moves just behind the bi-colored. There's some people of interest. Chief among them, a young lady holding a clipboard. Her hair is done in an updo. She's got a nice suit on. Further down, there seems to be some kind of party that was happening in the waiting room. Like there's a charcuterie board that's been set out. So there's several people in scrubs that are watching the ruckus with morbid interest. The sound of the hospital and the astringent scent of it is all in your skulls, punching your senses in the way that hospitals do. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? Starting with Noah.
Yeah, she's pretty anxious. I think he's probably lingering towards the back of the group. Possibly even... Hold on. Yep. Hold on. I didn't even open my thing. He is probably actually using Cloak of Shadows. So he's standing completely still, hoping not to be noticed. Towards the back.
Not necessarily in retaliation, but in response to using your Cloak of Shadows. Okay, I mean, you're not doing it because you're trying to do anything sussy, but
Right.
regardless.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Magnus has a very subtle flicker of his pointed finger, the one with the black onyx ring on it, and the light gets brighter around you, and even unmoving.
Right. That's fair.
Your discipline, your blood, the power of your vitae recedes, as if afraid.
Cool. I'm gonna play it off like I don't care. At least I'm going to try.
Okay.
And play it off like it's not a big deal. Like, I wasn't trying to obfuscate. It's fine.
Okay, I would like you to roll a manipulation and subterfuge, please.
Cool. I have 1 dot in manipulation and nothing in subterfuge.
Perfect.
So. And this is gonna be that would be a no. I don't fit. I don't. It's not a bestial failure, but it's definitely a failure. I only have 1 die, and I didn't get an onk. So
Okay. You look a little wall-eyed for a minute. Just
wow, great.
a little absolutely terrified, and then you blink and oh, wow! You didn't know you could feel a little dizzy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me. That's
Yeah.
that's Noah right now.
Okay.
Cool.
Evan.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Evan, obviously, like, just from his stance, he kind of doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to feel like he owes Magnus more than he already owes him from the earlier encounters. So he kind of hangs towards the backish, kind of.
Okay.
Assuming that he got out of the car last,
that
like
means
somebody
that, like-
came and took the car.
Quinn, Jihoon, and Malcolm, you're all pushed to the front. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Just kidding. Just kidding.
And he'll probably kind of shoo off anybody who comes to try to help him. Like, not in a rude way, just kind of politely. It's like, no, attend to other things first.
Okay. The paramedics are swarming, busy bees with knowledge. And these paramedics that are swarming you, they're all in a very light maroon scrub. The other ones, it's mirrored, right? It's a variety. The ones that are having the charcuterie board party, which who knows what it is? Maybe it's just a, hey, thanks for working so hard. You all get to work 70 hours overtime now. Sweet. Yeah, these ones around you seem to know. And even with that knowledge, Evan still denies help?
Yeah, he doesn't want to feel like he owes any more than he already does.
Okay.
But he's going to be polite about it, so if they're insistent.
They kind of are. If you really are inclined to disengage, you may roll an etiquette and a manipulation.
Okay. I think he'll politely still try to disengage, so let me see what that is. That is a 3.
Okay, 3 is enough to get the paramedics to leave you be. They do, however, leave you with a small cooler, which you can imagine has a couple snacks inside, should you change your mind.
Okay. If anybody's like directly paying attention to him, he'd like look in the cooler and kind of like grimace a little bit at it and then close it.
Okay. When you look up from grimacing, that dual-colored gaze is on yours. He doesn't show any outward expression of being offended. More an impassive calculation. His eyes drop down to the cooler, then back up to yours. And in the same smooth movement, slides his other hand into his pocket, so the one with all the rings is still out by his side. And there is something threatening about the pose, even as he settles back on his spine in an attempt to air and aura that he's relaxed.
Evan would probably just lock eyes with him and be like, "Sir," and just give him a little nod.
Remind me of Evan's last name. Is it Richardson?
Yes.
He says, Mr. Richardson. And then, at the same time, cut over to Quinn.
And Quinn got real still and real quiet. Definitely not trying to do any sort of cloak of shadows. She's kind of gone into hospital mode, which is something that she's done for the last 7 or 8 months. Like, just be real quiet and kind of small, but if someone tells her to do a thing, she'll probably do the thing. She's definitely not looking at Magnus. She's very actively looking at the floor.
You feel his eyes on you. It causes goosebumps on the back of your neck. It is unpleasant. But then we're going to slide over to Malcolm.
Malcolm is very much affecting who he is among their kindred society. Shoulders back, spine straight, looking at Magnus but not quite meeting his eye, in a deference of respect that this is not his domain. He doesn't hide from Magnus, but he doesn't quite look at him either. And I think for the coterie, Kappa has seen him act like this in the church, but he's not here. Jihoon may have seen it on the security cameras, but this is a much more tense Malcolm than the rest have probably seen, because they haven't seen him around his family or bigger threats.
Okay. Again, that same cool, impassive calculation. And then last but certainly not least, Jihoon, the paramedics have just pulled Gamma away from you. Gamma is fighting against them. As they are leather strapping him down, someone takes a syringe filled with this silver-like liquid, jamming it into his neck to get him to calm down. His body starts seizing, and he's like, "No!" And then his eyes start rolling in the back of his head, and he's like, "June, don't!" Oh, and he's out. And the paramedics and the soldiers, they say, "Move aside," and they push you. They actively push you, broken arm and bloody, away from Gamma, and you find yourself staring at the front of your coterie, staring at Magnus.
He looks up at Magnus. Thank you. Thank you. And he falls to his knees.
Magnus watches, and anyone that is watching Magnus, roll a wits and insight.
Not that I'm super good at this, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because Jihoon's my friend. And I want to try and notice.
That's a 5 from Malcolm.
It's only a 2 for me.
Anyone else?
Messy 6.
Okay.
I don't know if Quinn should, since she's not actively looking at Magnus.
When
Like, actively
Jihoon
not
kneels,
looking at him?
She could glance up, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's I have to play it the way I play.
Okay, then she doesn't look up at all, but she sees Jihoon like cut into her field of vision as he sinks down, and there's like blood everywhere. Everyone else, even with a 2, there is a micro expression, and it is sinister. The side of his face lifts, a small conjecture to how he really truly feels on the inside. and his eyes shine with triumph.
You are all welcome to the hospitality of our hospital. Consider it a favor for a favor.
And then he motions to some guards and paramedics, and they scoop Ji-hoon up. Magnus turns on heel, and he leaves. And the guards and paramedics take Ji-hoon after him. Once he is away, once he is out of everyone's field of vision, the hospital itself exhales a sigh of relief. And I need all of you, if you are going to deny treatment, because all of you are going to be taken into hospital rooms, either together or not, you need to roll an etiquette and manipulation, besides Ji-hoon. Ji-hoon has
these
no
things
choice
that I'm
in the match.
Not good at. Oh, I have one in etiquette, which means I'm rolling 2 die, baby.
And then go ahead in the order that you post them in Roll20 or Discord. Please say out loud what you got for chat.
Oh, I fucking suck.
I don't think, and this is partly due to a lack of dice, but I don't think Quinn would say no.
Okay. So
I
Quinn,
think Noah's tried.
Quinn is going.
I think Noah's like, no, really, I'm okay. It's, I know it looks bad, but I'll be fine. But yeah, he rolled a 0.
Okay.
Like, no successes.
Malcolm rolled an 8, just very like politely and like it makes him a douchebag, but kind of like waving off the help a little bit, like my wounds are superficial, I'm fine. And
Amazing.
Okay.
Evan got a 2 on that.
Okay, so Evan this time is getting swept up. He's like, God damn it. So Noah, Quinn, and Evan are all getting swept up. And Malcolm, your coterie is abandoning you. They are going. They're being
Whoa, we're
taken.
not abandoning him on purpose.
So you have a choice right now, Malcolm, in this moment. You can either follow your coterie or you can face down your ruffled father.
Oh, the choice.
Malcolm watches silently as his coterie gets swept away in the chaos of the hospital.
Yeah, you hear Noah. No, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm good. And like looking at you as he's getting further away.
Evan would
There's
kind
a-
of just like hold out his keys to Malcolm as they're dragging past.
Malcolm takes the keys, like, there's no stopping this. And he sighs and looks to his sister and his father.
Oh,
But he looks at
Demetria looks like a wicked cat who's caught the mouse out to play.
He fully looks at Demetria first, and there's an expression that he hopes that she gets, but they're not close, so he can't guarantee this. But it is a look of, you and I have something to discuss, before he turns his attention to his father. And now the tension is like, he's scared. He's trying not to show it, but he's scared.
This was not in the cards. This was not the plan. This is a complication, my boy.
And Octavian does a tick that you haven't seen him do in a long time, where he lifts his hand and he grips it into a fist.
He flinches, and he hates it because Demetria's right there.
Oh, she's eating it up. Looming like a caged raptor behind father's shoulder.
I suppose we can't have this conversation in front of all of this assistant help.
And he straightens out his suit jacket. And he starts walking away. Deeper into the hospital.
Malcolm follows.
Okay. As you go to follow, Demetria clips your shoulder rather hard. Way to fuck up, idiot.
All to your benefit, sister.
Oh,
And he walks past her.
you bet your ass it is. And she falls after you, her heels click, click, click. One of the many chambers in this multifaceted hospital and compound. A room that is lit with fluorescence, unadorned, simple chairs, steel table. There's a coffee machine in the corner. There's a cork board and a whiteboard on one wall hanging, tired. Everything else is, well, it almost feels like you're in a closet of a war room. Maybe some kind of interrogation room, like down at the precinct. All it's missing is the mirrors. There's another door that leads further to a different room, but Octavian is locking that door. You hear him shift the locks with his mind, and once you step in, the door closes. And he closes it in Demetria's face, and it locks. And it's just you and him. There's menace rolling off of him in waves. Both of his palms are on the steel table, his head lowered on his spine, hanging there for a moment. And it's a suspended moment, Malcolm. You're not sure if you should speak or continue waiting. What do you do?
I think beyond more than like a step or two into the room, Malcolm would have stopped. And he's just watching Octavian and waiting. He's fully locked up, waiting for what comes next and trying to brace for whatever is going to happen.
All at once his head snaps up.
I came here knowing fully well that I was going to have to fight for you. That I was going to have to put our family name on the line so that you could continue this fling that you have with a werewolf who is #1 on the shit list of the man who owns this entire side of the nation. Are you, my boy, are you, your negligence puts all of us on the guillotine's block. You're aware of this, yes? You're aware that not only am I, but your mother, your sisters, your brother, we're all in the same little basket together, and you've just taken it and filled our eggs with grenades.
And he starts to pace.
I was in negotiations for you over this thing you feel for him. I was this close, a sliver. And you show up like this, with the one child that he cannot stand.
And he grabs a chair. Fuck! And he throws it. And it shatters. He
I think this
squeezes
time
his fists.
he doesn't flinch, but it's a near thing.
Don't tell me you didn't know. Because if you didn't know, then you are unfit for this barony, this princedom, this crown that you hold. Don't tell me that you didn't know that I would go to bat for you. Don't tell me that you didn't know that family, eventual blood is #1. Don't tell me you didn't know, boy.
At that, there's a look of like utmost guilt. Because Malcolm was beginning to think that that was the case. And he doesn't try to defend himself. He just looks like there's that flash, and then he looks away.
He takes a deep breath. It's unneeded. And he lifts his hands
and runs them through his hair. Are you acting out? What is this rebellion? I understand you are coming to a very precious age for a childer. I understand that it has been almost a decade. I understand that the first 3 decades are the most difficult. What is this? How can I reach you across this cavern that you are set on carving? How can I get you to put these matches down so that the entire Tudor manor does not go in flames and all of us die inside of it? Malcolm, what can I do to convince you, to prove to you that my intentions are always to this family? Did I upset you? Is there
No,
something
it's-
I'm not picking up on? I understand, Demetrion, you have your tiffs, but you handle it beautifully, which is exactly how you need to handle Kindred and Garu in this nation. I have only not addressed it because it is excellent for your training, your resume of princedom. And he steps forward and he takes a hold of your shoulders. My boy. And then all at once he embraces you. And he puts
I think when Octavian grabs his shoulder, like Malcolm hates it because showing weakness has never been good for him or to him. He's trembling and he's trying not to show it. And so the embrace just like he cracks and clings to Octavian. And there's relief in that he's not being pushed away.
He cups the back of your neck and then like kind of rubs your hair down. My wayward and errant teenager.
Something is after us, Father. And we've been trying to figure it out.
He pulls back. You didn't want to ask me for help.
I didn't want to drag it to our home.
And
I did. It's what happened at the church.
that was you,
Yeah,
Malcolm.
whatever was after us.
He closes his eyes and he steps back. Oh, Malcolm. And he like just presses his heels into his eyes as he starts pacing the room again. Just God. Oh. And he mutters to himself, "Come along, Octavian. You wanted children. You wanted children. This is your burden to bear." I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. And perhaps my expectations of you are too great. Perhaps you are not ready. Perhaps a decade under the Ventru name, the Bukulari name, is too much. Perhaps the scepter and the crown too much to bear. Perhaps you need more time. If you cannot handle a situation like this on your own, perhaps you are not ready.
We're trying. I'm trying. We don't understand. It's not...
Kavita is in torpor.
What?
Whatever was at the church made its way inside. You're speaking of the thing that was in the mausoleum that came from the graveyard, are you not?
Yeah, it was in the attic. And then we were in the mausoleum. But I saw something attack it. I thought Something stopped it. Jessica Vita.
I was able to save
What?
Zero.
And then he unbuttons his vest. He takes off his suit jacket, takes off his vest, loosens his tie, pulls that off, lays them neatly on the table, and starts unbuttoning his shirt. And when he opens it up, his insides are stapled together.
I was almost put in torpor myself. And here I was thinking, at least my first son, my chosen son, got away. And you are the one that let the fox into the henhouse.
I didn't know that it would follow me. I thought it was contained.
Now the question is, Malcolm, when did this happen? And why is this happening?
I don't know. It started...
Do you not know? Do you really not know?
There's something in the woods outside my apartment.
Tell me everything. Tell me everything, or I will.
And he steps around the table, his shirt's still open, and he's quite fit. And the tribal tattoos all down his chest that disappear into his pants. You remember what kind of Ventru Octavian is. You remember he once told you what it was like to sail down from the north and raid the Christian churches.
Malcolm looks at his father, looks at the injuries, and he sighs. And he starts at the beginning.
Tells him everything.
Tells him everything.
Even tells him about the thing that showed up and hooked out Quinn's eye.
Yes.
Tells him about
everything
Clay.
that Malcolm knows. He tells him.
Tells him about O in the woods.
Yes.
By the end of your story, he's dressed again. All of the remnants of his Norse heritage put away. And he's not looking at you, sucking on his cheeks, his tongue twisting as he thinks.
Your commitment to our name is to your benefit, Malcolm. But you must understand, with all of this, I can no longer vie for you and that wolf to be together. It is simply too dangerous.
Omega's not a threat to me.
But he is to everyone else. And you can never know with a Garu, Malcolm. We don't even know if your friend Daniel is still alive. He isn't here, is he?
No.
So, the only reason your crush, your Twitter-pated recipient is still upright is because long ago, Magnus and I, father to father, made a deal. And there were promises and favors put into place. This land that we are on, Malcolm, it's special. And so many. Under the ivory tower and in the nation that Magnus runs, wish for this to be theirs. This only works because he and I have an understanding. And in turn, we have an understanding with the warlocks. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The cage that Omega got out of the night that you found him, the night that the woods by your apartment started to act a little freaky, he's going to return to. And I promise that he won't die. But something like that shouldn't be allowed to walk among the masses. Because what happens when he kills the wrong person? Malcolm? What happens when he turns on his brother? I want you to think very carefully. The young man brought in tonight, would he have survived if someone hadn't gotten in the way? I want you to really ask yourself that. Like I said,
And he puts an arm on your shoulder.
I'm not mad. I
No.
am just disappointed.
And he pats your shoulder, then he opens the door. Over his
Malcolm.
shoulder, the last thing he says to you, with Demetria there.
Your affections will fade over time if you allow them. Because what he
I
does
won't.
to the land, Malcolm, cannot be continued. You've seen it for yourself.
And he steps out and the door goes to close and your Demetria looks at you, her head kind of tilting, and she frowns and makes a little tear out of her eye. The door closes and then Demetria opens it. And she steps in and she closes it behind her.
How would you like a crown, Demetria?
She grins. I was wondering when you were going to come talk to me. The look in your eyes says it all. I'm not an idiot, though, Malcolm. And we're going to meanwhile right there. Quinn, Noah, and Evan. Please roll a awareness and wits.
Let's... 5.
5.
4.
4 as well.
Okay, everyone got a 4 above.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All of you can heal 2 superficial damage as you are fussed over by the nurses, doctors wearing the light maroon, almost like rock-washed scrubs. And then there is a knock at the door. It's gentle and soft, and it's about like 15 minutes after you've all been tended to. So it's a good chunk of a minute. It's a good chunk.
Should I get that? I'm gonna get it.
Um,
I go get the door.
while you were being fussed over, Noah, your phone was just like ding, 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 as you were just getting a bunch of text messages. Right now would be the only time you really had to take a look at them. But as you step forward and you pull open the door, unless you want to look at the text messages, it's up to you.
I probably would have checked my phone first if that were the case.
Okay. Anyone else gonna get the door?
Quinn Wood, she's been here. It might be something important, you know.
Okay. So
Just
Noah,
kind of open a little.
looking at phone,
Look
you
out.
barely peek it open.
I think she does that. Just naturally, just kind of opens it up a little.
Hey. Oh, sorry, you guys. And
He is in a Johnny. He's got a couple on because he's cold. Big socks. He's got a little beanie on because his glasses aren't on. He's desperately holding on to an IV pole. Dark smudges underneath his eyes. As you see Kappa. And then your text messages. It's all Kappa. And
Well, as soon as I hear him at the door, I toss the phone aside.
like the first video that you open is he's like, woke up, first thing I gotta do is pee. I fell on the floor. Oh no. And then like shows you like a video of like the toilet and his view.
yeah, I would be watching that, but as soon as I hear him at the door,
Okay, you drop it and you're like, ah!
I toss the phone onto the bed and like rush to the door.
Okay.
hey,
Hey.
saw everything. Actually, I saw Jihoon being frog marched. Is he okay?
Maybe you should here, come in, sit down.
He's
it's
like-
a lot.
He's got like a belt that's got like fluids, and you think it's like he's just got a replacement for his own IV that he can do. He's probably done this enough.
Right.
And there's like just pick lines in each wrist or each top of his hand, and his wrists are all wrapped up, and his juncture at his elbow. Yeah, and he just comes shuffling in, takes a seat, takes a load off in the little rolly doctor's seat. Like a little old man.
Damn. Yeah. She went sideways at the house.
How?
I don't.
Seems like it's only been
Yeah.
a couple days since our. Thank you for your messages.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Jihoon's hurt because shit went south at the house. I don't even know why. I was downstairs, and then all of a sudden there was gunshots upstairs, and then it all just happened so fast. Like, Daniel was on fire, I guess, and we're trying to put him out, but then I think that probably triggered Zeta, and then I mean, I took Quinn downstairs, so I didn't see it all, but, like, we got outside and just, I don't know, your pack family, they had, everyone just freaked out, and Daniel's house is next to gone.
I just need to know what. Why?
He takes a breath. And he looks across the room at Evan, gives you a little nod, pats the stool next to him, the other one, for Quinn to come sit in.
Evan just kind of gives him a nod back.
Quinn, you look like you need to sit down too.
Oh, I mean, I'm okay. I don't need an eye to stand. Oh, have I had... See, oh, no. Hey, I have to tell you about your door, but I'm not going to tell you about your door right now because you look like you have enough on your plate.
He, like, frowns. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry it's
Anyway.
been so rough. He was looking at Quinn and, like, the eye patch, and I wish I could have helped better.
Oh, you don't have to. That was... No one could have... Oh, you should have seen Noah, though. I had a chainsaw, and we killed a thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was so
like-
badass. And I think Quinn like kind of looks at Noah and Captain is maybe picking up the vibe. Yeah. Like he was so badass. He was like, "I'm going to get this thing single-handedly." And I only helped just because like I felt personally that I should help, but Noah had it in hand.
Kind of makes him side smile. And he pats your knee and gives you a little squeeze. Good job.
I mean, it was teamwork. Yeah, I just feel bad about Quinn's eye and everything,
Should be able to
but
get it back. You just have to. Might take a while, and you gotta be well fed. And you, is there a bathroom in here? And he kind of gets up and
Yeah.
wobbles.
yeah, right over there.
And he like, when you go to help him, he like pushes you, like don't help me. And he shuffles his way like a little old man over to the bathroom, shuts the door. You hear him vomit his guts out. You hear the sink turn on a minute later, and it comes out and his face is wet, and he's no longer got the beanie on. His long silver hair, streaks of white, is just curling and everywhere. He's like, okay, I need to know how to save Jihoon, so I gotta know. Oh man, I can't breathe. Whew. I gotta know. You know what? I think I need a sandwich. I need a sandwich.
I can get you a sandwich.
I gotta save Jihoon, so I gotta know what happened. Why did Magnus
Okay,
take him?
okay, cause Gamma.
Calm down.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Don't panic. I'm okay. I'm just, it's okay. I'm okay. And he sits down next to Evan. He can't even make it back to his spot. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute.
Can we call for a sandwich? Is there a button? Your sandwich button? Nurse, can we get a sandwich in here?
Evan kind of reached out to steady him as he's sitting.
Yeah, he was already tiny and skinny. You can feel every ridge of his spine.
Quinn might know where the closest vending machine
Oh, absolutely.
or
Yeah, often her and Kappa
Yeah.
would, well, she would bring Kappa M&Ms or Skittles, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, she's like, okay, you stay, you stay here. I'll go get you some of your favorites. I got this. No worry.
Okay,
And
so
she'll go off to do. Yeah.
Jihoon, first of all, what do you mean save Jihoon? You think he's in trouble?
It's just, anytime Magnus takes somebody, it's not good. It's just,
I don't know if you have a choice in this, though.
I got a trump card. Besides, he's one of my only friends. Kinda. Sort of. I feel like we bonded over little robots, mini engines, programs.
Sounds right. Right. So we had Gamma with us.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He
He
Evan just kind of shakes his head.
so Gamma was probably gonna die if we didn't get him to a hospital, and Jihoon figured we should take him to this one since they know how to treat, but because of the whole Magnus basically having a kill order on Gamma, I guess, he had to make a deal. And the deal was, he just said, I'll do whatever you want. That's all we heard on the phone. We didn't hear Magnus's side. We just heard Ji-hoon say he'll do whatever Magnus wants as his favor, as long as he treats whoever's in the car. He didn't tell him Gamma was in the car.
Shit.
Yeah.
At this point, Kappa just kind of gets quiet for a minute. Just real tired.
Is your trump card something that can help with that?
Yeah. Yep.
It's not gonna get you in trouble, is it?
It doesn't matter. I'm not in any danger of giant, terrible, scary men. I'm not saying he's
That's-
terrible. Magnus he's great. He's not great to everybody, you know?
That's fair.
I
I guess I don't. Sorry that we caused more trouble.
It's okay.
And he looks at you and kind of has a little side smile, shrugs.
I think you're worth any trouble.
He smiles shyly, like, I tried to come see you,
Thanks.
but I kind of caused a scene and had to leave.
He just nods, like,
But-
no clue what you mean by scene, but okay.
Like, I was an idiot and didn't, like, try to come in the classic way because I didn't think it would work, so I tried to, like, jump the fence and sneak in, and the guards were like, "Oh my god, he's one of them," and I had to run away, but I tried to come see you.
Yeah, Kappa, you should have seen them. They got so close. Which is impressive when you think about it.
I didn't hurt any of them, though. I just disarmed them and ran away.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of actually smiles.
It's kind of Batman of you.
Yeah.
And then Quinn, like, comes back, and I'm sure, Quinn, I actually need you to roll dexterity
yes.
and athletics for a very
All right,
specific
all right.
reason.
Oh, God. 0?
Sweet! You break the vending machine, and it just showers you with a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But none of it is what
so
Kappa usually likes.
Shit! Hey, how closely guarded would any of those charcuterie trays be?
Would you like to stealth to them? And do you
if it's not
leave
too
all the
far,
other food in the hallway?
is it nothing that Kappa wants?
I mean, it's not what he usually gets, but you never know.
She's like, crap. Okay, no. Okay, no. You have to make good decisions. Make better decisions than you've been making. You're in the hospital. And I think she just kind of just sweeps it up into her bag, and then makes a little pouch with her sweater to get the rest of it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, one of you better be a good treat. That's her walking down the hallway, a bag and a sweater full of various vending machine things.
Do you try to snag some charcuterie board on your way?
I think right now she had that idea, but I think she can control herself a little better in the hospital. Like, this is a place where she's just had to keep it together. So not yet. It depends on how Kappa
Not
reacts to this.
Okay, so that's the
It's
moment.
plan B.
That's the moment that the other two, Quinn comes back in, and it's just raining tundra, like a snowstorm of bags of snacks.
Well,
Yeah. Okay, so Kappa, I know I don't think any of these are the ones you generally like. Do you want any of these?
Oh my god, I'll pay you back. This is so much.
No, I found a cheat code.
She broke it.
What?
You broke it,
Okay,
didn't you?
Noah, be cool. I'm trying to be cool about this, okay?
Oh, sorry. Cheat code.
He doesn't need
Yeah.
to worry about this right now.
You
cheat
broke the
code.
vending machine in the hospital?
Did you check for cameras before you just ran
shit.
off with the stuff?
No, okay, it wasn't on
No,
it wasn't on purpose.
Take me to the vending machine. I can fix it. Take me to the.
No, okay.
No,
This is why I didn't say anything. I was gonna steal a charcuterie board and I didn't.
Just eat some food.
You say charcuterie board and his raccoon ears out of his hair.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back again.
No, Quinn,
it's
Quinn,
okay, it's okay.
Quinn, come here.
Okay.
Let
Okay,
me
yeah?
go get it.
Okay. Oh, I see. I'm gonna be smooth about it.
He does like the little finger guns.
Ah, yes. A wink that doesn't work and finger guns back. Excellent.
Kappa like reaches up and his cords kind of get stuck and they like tug and he's like, oh! But all the kindred in the room can smell his blood. I need all of you to roll resist
no.
frenzy.
Oh no.
No.
Why would you do this?
In roll 20.
Yep, in roll 20.
Let's. Oh God. Okay.
I don't do anything to difficulty, right? I just hit submit.
Yep. Okay.
This is. Is that good enough?
Okay, you all succeed. And at the same moment, when Kappa, like, grabs one of his pick lines and swears because it hurts, the room starts to get a little hazy. Evan, you're, like, reaching for the door. The snacks, like, are a sea at Quinn's feet. Kappa sort of bends forward. Those little raccoon ears that he's trying to grab and put back, like, grow and expand, so they're a little bit larger. They match his face shape instead of just being tiny little stubs. The premonition that hits all of you is a punch to the gray matter. The sound of the hospital is gone. You hear Kappa say, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't control it when I'm sick." And then he's gone. And the three of you are standing in a long field that slopes up. The snow is driving down against you, into your hair, your eyes, on your cold skin. And in the distance is a single tree. And the tree is incredible. Evan, you feel a little scared, a little triggered back to the tree that you put your fist in. And your pinky, where it was, there's a phantom pain. But this tree isn't that tree, but it is similar. Or if it is that tree, it's in the wrong location. While I describe all this, what each of your kindred thinking, because you are the driving force of the premonition. Quinn?
I think she's confused. I don't think this is something that's happened before. I think she just kind of starts like sniffing, like trying to find more information. I think she's just like instinctually like what's happening.
Okay. Evan?
Evan's brain would probably go, like, because he was just looking at the door to this, would be like, door, wood, tree, angry tree, fuck you, tree. And then he'd flick it off, like, remembering it, and right before the phantom pain hits, they'd be like, ah, and then just grab his hand. But when he actually realizes what's going on, he'd be like, oh. Like, does it Is it eerily close to the tree before?
Oh, yes. It is eerily similar, just it's in the wrong location. So it can't be that tree, right?
Can I roll to see if, because of all the spooky crap going on, if he would think it might still be the same tree somehow?
You don't have to roll. If you get closer, you can confirm just with your eyes, but it's in the wrong location. Trees don't move.
He would cautiously approach then, just very slowly. And is everybody in the same instance, or is like
You're all in
he
the
by
s-
himself?
Yeah, you're all in the same instance, so you can see each other.
He'd kind of just call it. He'd be like, "This looks like the tree that did this," and just point to his hand, holding it up to Noah and Quinn.
Okay, so don't stick her hand in it.
Don't get close to it.
Okay. And then what is Noah thinking?
Well, his initial thought is, fuck! Kappa, where'd you go? Huh? He's definitely never experienced a premonition.
Yes.
And so I think he's just, yeah, just like kind of like a minor panic, like, oh fuck, where did Kappa go? Oh fuck, where are we? Where the fuck? What is happening?
Okay. It smells like snow, Quinn. You can smell yourself, you can smell Evan, and you can smell Noah. And you can very faintly smell the astringent hospital. And so, even without rolling, Quinn is able to put together, you have to be in a mind palace. It's the only thing that makes sense. Physically, you're still in the room.
Yeah. Hey, I can still smell the hospital a bit. So I think we're still there, but we're also like somewhere else. Just like our minds.
Okay, so this is all happening in our brain?
I think
Together?
this is weird.
All three of us.
As you get to the tree, it's like photos through a shutter. One snapshot, second snapshot, third snapshot, click, 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 click. And the first one, you see big boots. Someone strung up in the tree and the boots are dangling. The body is so large that it's just inches from the ground. But oh, it is a cadaver. And then it shifts and you see a pale ghost of Zeta tying the rope and then tying it around her throat. And then it shifts and you see sprawled out on the ground, torn apart, someone. Noah and Evan, your guts clench when you see the red hair, a piece of scalp. Quinn, you have a much more visceral reaction. You throw up. You got to choose which coterie member you puke on.
Oh God. For the bit, it has to be Evan.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I threw up. I'm sorry.
And it shifts.
I don't know.
And in these snapshots, go ahead, Evan.
I feel like him seeing that, he'd probably lash out.
Okay.
And if Quinn throws up on him, he might accidentally lash out at her.
How so?
Fair enough.
What does he do?
Just potentially punch. Like, oh, yeah, that's probably what he would do, is probably just turn and like strike.
Oh no.
Send Quinn into Noah, and Noah and Quinn fall into the driven snow. You miss the next two snapshots, but in one of them, you hear a familiar crying. Because you've heard him sob before. And then it shifts, and there's a different one, and it shifts, and it shifts, and it shifts. And when by the time the three of you get a handle of yourself. I need you to roll composure and resolve to get back up from the snow, and you decide if you look back at the tree or not.
Composure and resolve.
I got a Quinn got a 3.
I also got a 3.
I got a 7. Oh.
You tell me, you look at the tree?
Probably.
Okay.
It's like a train wreck.
Heaven probably would do the same.
Yeah, Quinn would.
Okay, give me 1 second to look at my notes. Actually,
For the plot!
I need the three of you. Three of you roll wits and awareness, please.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh my god.
Well, that's par for the course. Sometimes I roll pretty okay, and sometimes Noah just doesn't see shit.
That is a 4, but with a failure, so a 3.
I got a 1.
Quinn also got a 1. High five.
High five!
And we
Oh,
miss.
no.
It's just particularly hard for Quinn and Noah to look back at the tree.
That's fair. That's fair.
When you look back, you see Magnus. And he's turned away from you, but you jump a little bit when you see him. And he's got the rope up over a limb, and he's tying it around someone in front of him. Very slow, very meticulous. And then all at once, he pulls the rope down, and Ji-hoon rises into the tree. There is a sickening snap.
Yeah, I'm pretty done here. How do we leave?
It isn't all at once that the vision changes. It is slowly, like the thawing in springtime. The image of Magnus becomes blurry. The violent nature of this vision fades. The snow that is pelting you from what feels like all sides lessens, and a wind kicks up in its place, causing huge swaths of swirling loose snow to curlicue and twist around the ground in your feet. And leaned against the tree is a figure. At first, you think it is Kappa, but there's no way. This figure stands almost 6 feet tall. Wide shoulders, set hips, and the silver white hair is short, shaved on the sides, a bit longer on top. Almost a military cut, but not quite. And then the figure turns. And only Evan, with your wits and awareness, do you catch the filigree, the bite points, as a kindred would call them, from the jaw down the throat, across the shoulders, this silver ink on the skin. And you are looking at someone who looks a lot like Kappa, but Kappa is not a large man. The figure says there's only one way this ends.
How?
It smiles, revealing all sharp teeth. You kill a nation's king, or the king crushes you under his regency.
Which nation?
The figure that looks like a very large, mature, healthy Kappa holds out his palm. And there you see the filigree all down the arm, Evan. And there's a flower that blooms in his hands, and he holds it out to all of you. And it looks red and black. Lots of intertwisting petals. It almost could be a peony, but not quite. It doesn't quite sit that. And then he lets it go. And in the wind, the swirling torrent picks it up and twists it over to you so it alights in the snow in front of you. And it looks like a deep red blood stain against all the white. The nation you live in. Also, you better prepare yourself to be somebody else.
Fuck does that mean?
There's a violent shake. All of you barely keep your footing. There's a sting behind your eyes. And then you come to in the hospital. All of you are on your back, looking up at the ceiling. The lights are off. You all have pillows under your head. You're all pointed in like a direction, so your feet are touching, and your feet are all covered, but like the blanket doesn't actually cover all of you. I mean, Kappa just says, I didn't have enough blanket for everybody. I'm really sorry.
We don't necessarily need to stay warm, so that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
I made something about being cold-blooded and everything.
Thanks, though.
You can throw up in a vision?
Sorry about that, Quinn.
Sure, it's fine. I mean, it's not, but I understand. I don't understand, but... Hey, Kappa?
Yeah.
We saw some stuff.
You saw the tree, didn't you?
I saw a lot more than the tree.
Do you get big?
Just forget.
He asked, like,
Just forget what you
kind
saw.
of Kappa.
Just forget what you saw. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of people I hang out with because this kind of thing, it just happens, and I gotta save Jihoon. So just
But Kappa, what does that mean? What just happened and everything?
it's none of it's gonna happen, okay? None of it is actually gonna happen.
I didn't ask that. I asked, what does it mean?
He looks down.
It's okay if you don't know.
I'm afraid to tell you.
Don't be afraid of that. Like, if it's something we didn't know, it's something we need to know. I don't think anyone here is going to look at you differently just because of that. There's been weird shit going on all day.
For several nights now.
And he does not make his save. So he pulls out Noah's phone. And he types on it. And he hands it over to you.
Okay.
It says, "It's embarrassing. I feel ashamed. Give me time. I'm sorry that happened. I gotta go, or it'll happen more. It's better if I'm alone." he takes his IV pole,
You don't.
and he's got his Johnny stuffed with all the snacks. Thank you, guys.
Hold on
You
a
don't-
second.
Have to go.
A question: does Noah read what he wrote out, or is Noah the only one who knows what he wrote?
He would have read it out loud so that everyone.
Ugh, that makes
Yes.
Kappa wince. But he's over by the door trying to escape. He's like,
I don't think he would have read the whole thing. He just would have said he needs I just would have read he needs time. Feels like he needs to leave. But then he would have said, "But you don't need to leave. None of us it's fine. You don't gotta go be by yourself."
Yeah, stay with us. Let me go get you a charcuterie board.
I mean, if that's a side effect of being close to you, then it's fine. Bring it on. You don't need to go hide away in a room by yourself.
While this is going on, Evan would get up and like move towards the door.
Kappa's at the door. He's like shuffled there and he's pausing. There's a buildup. You can feel it in his little body. There's like this buildup of just emotions and like perhaps secrets, things that are begging to be spoken, but that he doesn't. He doesn't speak them. And then he says, I don't want your help. I don't need your help, okay? Just leave me alone. And he opens the door. And it's not fast at all because he's very weak. And he gets frustrated and he starts crying and it's awkward because he's so weak that he can't just pull open the door like anyone else. And even though he wants to run away, he just fucking shuffles turtle speed.
I think Noah's gonna go stand in his path. I didn't say you needed help. I just said you don't have to be alone.
You want to see that again, Noah? He looks at you now. His eyes are all red rimmed. You want to see it again?
I'll see whatever I have to see to stay close to you.
You and I are so different. You get to be Batman. You get to be the superhero. I'm just... God, just leave me alone.
And he turns around the opposite way and he starts shuffling away.
If Evan's near Noah, he'll kind of put his hand on Noah's back and push Noah towards Kappa a little bit.
Look, you may not get it, but, like,
He's shuffling.
you're my hero. Kappa, you're my Batman.
Yeah, Steve Rogers before. He was pumped full of a serum. It's some hero, all right.
Who fucking cares? He's great. OG Steve Rogers was a great guy. And you're a great guy.
I'm just a thing. I'm not even a
No.
man. I'm just a thing.
Yes, no, you're not. God, it hurts me so much to hear you say that about yourself because I think the world of you.
I have to go save Ji-hoon. Please get out of my way.
Kappa, you know the serum isn't what made him who he was. He was already like that beforehand. The serum is just what allowed him to act
Yeah,
more
well-
upon that.
You wouldn't know what it's like, Evan.
What do you mean by that?
Please just get out of my way. I gotta go save Ji-hoon. And he's just shuffling. It's not fast at all.
Cap. Okay, you're gonna go save Ji-hoon. I'm just gonna walk a couple steps behind you. Okay. You can do it, but I'm just gonna stay because like you helped me a lot when I was here at the hospital and I was alone. I didn't understand how things worked. And you were the one who kind of showed me things, and you showed me where the vending machine was, and that was important. And then you showed me where your office was, and sometimes when I got overwhelmed, I could be there. And I thank you for that. So this is just me. It has nothing to do with you. This is just me paying you back by walking about 2 steps behind you wherever you go.
Roll a charisma and persuasion with 2 extra situational dice.
I would like to add to that. I'm not, and I'm gonna be right here beside you. So let's go.
That's 3 successes.
Okay. He stops shuffling so you can get 2 steps behind him.
She doesn't go any farther. She stays 2 steps behind him.
And if you won't push me away, I'm right here. Beside you.
You can see all the telltale signs of him shutting down, not wanting to be vocal, retreating into himself, but he's phoneless. He has no way to tell you what's on his mind, so there's a war. Roll a wits and an insight, and Evan, what are you doing?
Did he go out into the hallway yet, or is he still in the room?
He's in the hallway. He's like one of your steps out into the hallway.
I have 4!
Okay. Do you think Cap is looking for the words to say it out loud? Like, it's like a pivotal, like, this feels, here in this shitty situation, hallway, like, it feels like a pivotal moment for this little guy. Who isn't really that little. Not on the inside.
Noah's just gonna put his hand on Kappa's, like on the IV pole. He's gonna put his hand over Kappa's and give it a squeeze.
Okay, and Evan?
Evan's first going to look up and down the hallway real quick to make sure like nobody's sprinting trying to do something, and then just kind of turn back to Kappa and be like, look, you mean the world to so many people. And he kind of gestures towards Noah. Like, you're great the way you are. And I don't mean that in any kind of way that you're going to take it, but there's more to strength than just physical strength.
God, when you say that, you feel the little logic brain of Kappa's, right? You feel it through your connection to his hand. Kappa wants to say, but when you are physically weak, it doesn't matter the merit of your character if you cannot back it up. And in this case, I'm going to save Jihoon. Because I don't need to be strong. I just need to say the right thing. You feel it, and then you realize he's projecting his thoughts, whether he means to or not. And your vision kind of blurs at the edges, and you're like seeing things. Like spectral, ephemeral beings shifting through the hallway. There's a giant spider that crawls ephemeral across the hall into a different room. There's an owl. There's something dark and spiritual behind you. You kind of get a glance at. And then all 3 of you begin to experience that. And Kappa says, I can't control it when I'm this sick. And I see it every day. Everybody I talk to, I see how they're gonna die. Everyone I look at, I know what's gonna happen. So it's better that I just am not around people. Because you're gonna see it too.
And it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not good. The last time this happened, I showed Dad at my work how he was gonna die. And the next week he jumped. And I didn't mean to. And the only person that I could connect with was Jihoon. Through these stupid little emojis. And then you came and talked to me. You came and you talked to me. And I tried to ignore you. And you just kept coming. And he's crying. And my sister, and he looks at you, Evan. She does everything for me. And I'm gonna go do something that I can do. Right now. I'm going. And he starts shuffling. And he doesn't stop. And it is slow and arduous. And he has to take several steps and pause to breathe. He pulls out the Funyuns, he pops those open, he eats them even though he hates them. He gags as he does, but he eats it because it's food and he needs it.
I'm not trying to stop you. I'm just saying you don't have to be alone.
You're just gonna subject yourself to seeing. And then he doesn't speak again.
Yeah. It does mean that. And it's because I care about you more than what I'm gonna see. And he's just walking alongside him.
Okay.
He's not stopping him. He's just walking alongside him.
He is slow enough getting to Jihoon that Malcolm and Demetria have time to talk. So, is there anything else from the three of you? Well, meanwhile, there for a moment.
Evan will go to acquire a charcuterie board for him, seeing him yak
Gag
the
the
Funyuns.
Funyuns down. Yeah.
He's gonna be like, Kappa, I'm gonna help you as much as I can. For the love of God, I'm gonna go get you food right now.
There is steel defiance, but he doesn't argue. Okay. Then we'll meanwhile there. Jihoon, you are brought into a room that is all dark. Your wounds are tended to. The lights are kept low. Seems that you are in some kind of private suite. You may reduce your damage by 4 superficial damage. Or in this case, 2 aggravated if you have them. You are fed blood warmed up in a goblet. Your clothes are changed, your arm is set. You're washed up and cleaned. And when all is said and done, you find yourself alone in what looks like a VIP, plush, luxurious hospital suite and hotel room.
He just remains silent, his eyes downcast as all of this is happening. The only things that you can hear from him are the grunt when his arm is set. But this is nothing new for him. At least he's being treated this time. He doesn't say anything.
You're alone for several more minutes. Kind of lost in your thoughts. Not sure where Gamma could be. When a presence enters the room with you. And the already dim light grows dimmer. His eyes are glowing. They are like twin headlights. But they're a softer glow. They're not the halogen lights. They don't show much of the area in front of him, just sort of light his face, casting it in deep shadows. It looks as if he's wearing a mask, and then he steps closer and you realize he is wearing a mask. His entire face is covered. He has a ball cap pulled low over his head. Working black gloves cover his ringed fingers. He is wearing an outfit meant for outdoors. And he leans forward.
You and I are going to play a game, Ji-hoon. Would you like to hear the rules?
And one of those gloved hands comes up and almost touches your face.
He leans forward into the gloved hand.
It grips Ji-hoon's chin in a firm grasp. And he forces your eyes to look at his. Even behind the mask, he's looking at you with a tilted arrogance.
What are the rules, sir?
You're going to run. You're going to run as fast and as hard as you can. And you're not going to stop. If you make it beyond the Northwood, just outside the city, I'll consider you safe.
And if I don't?
There's a squeak of the leather as he squeezes your cheeks a little bit. And he gets closer.
I'm going to catch you.
And there's a rumble and a growl.
And I'm going to eat you.
Go ahead and roll an insight and intelligence, Ji-hoon.
Is this detecting for motive?
In this case, no.
Also, you said he was given blood. How much, right?
Yeah, his hunger is down to 1.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was just going to double check. Thanks. I need a quick reminder. What happens if I get a nice little skull on my red die?
That is a failure.
Okay, so then it just like subtracts one of the successes?
Yeah, unless you have a critical, then it's bestial.
Okay. That would be Wait, what? So if I have if I have the critical on the black die and then that dude. Okay, then that's yeah. But then that's still
But it's
there's
how
still
much how many successes? It negates one of your successes, so.
Okay, that's fine. So it would be the critical, and then I have -1 and then 2 successes. So the bestial, I don't know what that means. I'm very confused now.
Bestial takes one of your successes away.
Correct, which
Unless
means
it's.
now I'm
So if you
putting that
failed
one
the
in-
roll and you got the bestial, then it's bestial failure.
Okay, well I didn't fail because
Okay.
I got outside of that skull. There's a crit, and then there's 3 other successes.
So it's messy critical, I think.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It just takes away your critical. So it's no longer.
Okay.
It minuses one of your crits.
Okay, so then it would just be like a regular
Then just.
1.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, so then it's 1, 2, 3. What, that'd be 4? Is that
This is reminding you, yeah, with 4 successes. Is that what you got?
okay? Yeah.
This is reminding you of a much more intimidating primal version of let's run as the pack together. There is something else this is going to accomplish, and you're not sure you really like it.
Am I... Sorry, sir. Can I ask a question?
His gloved hand releases your chin just slightly, and if you were mortal, you would absolutely be bruised. And he waits.
Why? Why do you want to chase me?
In a frenzy, he grips your neck and he brings you down onto the chase lounge and is hovering over you, inches. The mask is inches from your face. His big leg has pushed its way in between yours. And then he gets real close and you can smell his aftershave and something else that's heaty and primal.
It's always had to be you. You were picked just for me. So you're going to run. And I'm going to chase you. And if I catch you, I'm going to eat you.
You're gonna kill me.
He lets you go all at once.
Tick tock, Ji-hoon.
You want me to...
His eyes
Run
stop
now?
glowing, and through the darkness you see him sit in this big leather chair.
Tick tock.
Ji-hoon looks down at what he's wearing.
Someone else's clothes that were clean if you brought them. A Carhartt jacket, a flannel, an undershirt, pants, and a belt. Pants are too big. Your shoes, they're yours. The socks, though, they're hospital issued. No underwear, though. You weren't given that.
Kind of winces at the fact that he's not wearing underwear. That's uncomfortable. Not just uncomfortable, but also just very emotionally uncomfortable.
One of those gloved fingers begins tapping. Tap, 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 tap.
He starts to... It's almost like a shaky pant. Like he's so unsure. This is what you want? and he's afraid.
Run. And don't stop running. Edge of the Northwood, I'll consider you safe. And you hear him snap his jaws like a great lion, the teeth clicking, clapping through the darkness.
He backs out of the room.
Okay.
Backs out of the room until he can't see him anymore.
But you can still hear the tap, 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 like he's counting down until he starts chasing.
And he... What floor is he on?
You're on the 5th floor.
Oh, good. He takes the closest staircase.
Okay. There are guards
And-
at the elevators and the staircases. They open the door for you as if they kind of know what's going to happen.
He will heighten senses to keep hearing if he's being followed.
About the 3rd floor, you hear nothing. So you descend the steps. But roll
As he gets to the 2nd floor, he jumps out the closest window.
Okay, roll a wits and awareness at the 2nd floor.
Three successes.
Okay. You hear Gamma on the 2nd floor, and he is screaming, enraged, pissed off.
Jihoon hesitates. Fuck. He'll be fine. And he just goes.
Okay. As June leaps out the window, he misses when the hospital room that Gamma's in slides open and Gamma pulls off all of the heart monitors and they start twisting and screaming loudly. And part of him is still numb from all the everything they've used, and he's got 2 hands pulling out the feeding tube. Just there's doctors all around him. One of them's got one of those syringes, goes to stab him with it, and he slaps it out of the way. And then the lights in the hallway start blinking. And this is just for you, listeners and players. As the hallway lights start blinking, all of the hospital staff back off. And it's just Gamma in his jeans, standing as the hallway goes completely dark. Gamma stumbles forward, using the nostrils that isn't numb, just the one, to track down the coterie. And he makes it to the stairwell, and then he doubles back. But as he doubles back, at the end of the hallway is a masked figure. The hospital staff slides the lock on the doors. The masked figure tilts its head and pops its knuckles. And then Gamma kind of straightens. And what Jihoon doesn't hear, as he is headed off hospital grounds, is Gamma say to his father, "Real honorable to trick a kid. And then to beat yours while he's half under anesthesia. You know, you should really meet me in the daylight. I'd love to scar up your face a little bit more, you fuck." And he drools. The masked figure closes the distance in an explosive
lethal leap. And Gamma does not speak anymore. I need you to roll a strength in athletics if you are actually running, Jihoon.
So one thing that Jihoon is really good at is, funny enough, mapping and cryptography and cartography. I think you and I talked about that like way before.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'll let you add your 2 dice situational bonus to that.
The other thing is that he's very good at puzzles, so he's trying to find a way to get there, but also thinking of this as a video game, hiding his scent, hiding everything about himself, or leaving parts of him to mislead. He doesn't think it's going to do any good, but he's like thinking in terms of like a video game.
Intelligence and survival.
Okay.
Wait, what is this? Is this grilled cheese without the cheese? Why is it so tough?
4 successes.
How many?
4 successes on the intelligence and survival.
Okay. You think
I didn't add an
Jihoon feels
extra
like
die
he
to that.
has hid a lot. He feels like he's done a great job.
Okay. Do you want me to do the strength in athletics again?
Plus the 2 extra dice. Yes.
Okay. Did it also matter that Quinn gave me any of her blood? Does that count for anything?
If Quinn has celerity, it might.
I deeply regret to inform you that Quinn does not have celerity.
That's okay.
Too bad it wasn't me you snacked on.
Yeah, right. Hey, you didn't offer.
Here,
I
have
wasn't
some,
right there.
have some ears.
Oh, thanks. That's 4 successes.
Okay. Jihoon feels like he is doing an incredible job. He feels like he's going to win.
In his head, he's like planning this out. And there's this little voice in the back of his head that's just apologizing over and over and over again. So I'm sorry. I fucked up, I'm sorry. This is the only way, I'm sorry. And he just keeps going.
Okay. As you keep going, the light outside seems to change. And it takes on a red cast. And we meanwhile right there.
God, yeah, there's so many
Daniel.
things that will come out of this game. That's ridiculous. The flail.
Yes?
You and the wolves are descending. You've made it back to your home. The majority of you are dressed. At your home, they're speaking in that lyrical language. Zeta's kind of tucked into your side, and she hasn't really been acting normal. She's acting like she's in trouble. Very closed off, very curled into herself. Beta is on edge, even though, well, you know her well enough. Even though the two of you aren't like the best of friends, you know her well enough to know that she is very much on edge. She keeps running her hands through her hair. She keeps popping her neck, cracking her shoulders. She takes off her leather jacket, and she's got shoulders like a man that descend into these very powerful arms. And you're surprised by the tattoos. Those must be new. But she can't hold still. And then next to her, like a still fucking statue, like a lake with no wind, Alpha. And
So did you say You said Zeta, or did you say Beta? I thought you had said Zeta for a second.
Zeta has kind of tucked into your side. Zeta is acting very guilty, like a puppy that was caught eating something it shouldn't have. And Beta is anxious as they get back down to your mostly destroyed house. They're speaking in this lyrical language, and then all at once, Alpha's talking to Beta, and Beta,
Enough! I'll ask you to speak when I want your opinion.
and he kind of tilts his head back.
If you two are going to fight, please take it somewhere else. I don't think what remains of my house can really take that.
She cuts a hand towards you, points a finger. And her eyes, they like flare golden, like amber, just like banked flames, and she twists. Sigma is not with you. He did not come down off the mountain that you were at. He chose to go a different way. And Beta makes a fist, and then she punches the ground, and it leaves a small crater. And when she lifts it up, she says, I am sorry. I'm on edge. I need to get back now. And it seems like everyone is gone in the wind, and Delta makes a little sound. I mean, I could help, but... Beta just looks at her flat-faced, and Zeta like shakes her head like, don't piss her off, she's already angry. But what? We're just gonna have to do the thing to Daniel again. And you're like, wait, what thing?
Oh yeah, because I don't remember that had happened.
And Alpha just kind of face palms and scrubs his beard like, holy shit. And Delta's like, what? You could already do it. You could just do it again. It's not a big a deal. He's fine. Look at him. And Zeta is like whimpering. And oh, I get it, honey, sweetie. I know you're worried about his brain, but it's already kind of dumb. No offense, Daniel. No offense at all.
I know he's annoyed now.
And Beta just exhales. Daniel, sorry. Alpha, could you please? He just shakes his head, scrubs his face, approaches you.
Knowing the fact that Daniel does not remember it happening last time, he takes a step back like he's confused.
Beta's behind Alpha, says, don't fight it. Zeta whimpers. And Delta's like, that's just if you want me to do the thing, the little trick. Otherwise, I guess it doesn't really matter, and we can just kind of, Men in Black him right now. You're a masochist. Only sometimes. Just a little bit. Not all the time. Sometimes I'm a decent human being. Yeah. When? Days I'm at the arcade. Zeta moves in front of you, Daniel. And Alpha pulls up short. And in that lyrical language, he speaks to Zeta, and Zeta speaks back, and then over Zeta's head, he speaks to you and says, I'm sorry, Daniel. This is just the way it is. There are some things we do you can't know. You have to find out on your own. And Delta, he looks over at her. And she's like, what? Sue me. And she shrugs. Likes to do things that are harmful to others on purpose. I am not a sadist.
Getting really hard to tell right now, but anyways. So when it happened to me last time, DM, did I pass out, or was I just oh, I blacked out there for a second?
You just forgot. It's like when you
It's
walk
hazy.
into a room and you don't remember what you walked into a room for. You don't remember any... There's no time missing for you.
So how far back do I not... Oh, so no time is missing for me, but as a player, so that way I can roleplay it correctly, how far back have I forgotten?
It feels like memories were put in their place. So it doesn't feel like you've missed any time at all. You just know that the siblings, the pack, these guys are not siblings, actually. None of these guys are siblings. Oh, wow, that's fun. But the pack was just talking.
But
They-
I do remember how my house got destroyed.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember getting pulled away by Zeta into the forest, right?
Yeah, and you remember that she almost killed you, but then she didn't kill you, and then other wolves almost killed you, and she fought them, and you thought she was carrying you away to eat you, but then she ended up not eating you, and, it's kind of a lot. All at once.
Oh boy. Just... If it's that important to all of you, just get it over with then.
Okay. Alpha reaches out his hand, and it's like no time is missed. And we just meanwhile to Daniel. Zeta's still tucked in your side. She seems kind of guilty, though you're not really sure why. Maybe she's just guilty because she destroyed your house. Delta's nowhere to be seen. You don't actually remember. Delta was here. Maybe she left already? Beta is talking to Alpha. Zeta is kind of lingering in front of you. Roll a wits and awareness, Daniel.
Let me see. Is this an active power or is this... Oh, it's a free power, so no hunger cost. Can I use heightened senses with this roll?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Let me get my dice pool out. You said what's an awareness, so that's not, and then only add 2 hunger. So should be the right amount of dice here. Yes. Oh no, I'm 1 die short. That is a crit and 3 successes for 7.
You overhear Beta in hushed voices talking to Alpha, saying, I don't like the scent on the air. It's a hunt. And Alpha says there's nothing we can do. There is everything that we can do. There is everything that we should do. There's a beat of silence. I don't think it's Gamma. How can you be sure? And Beta turns to look at him, and her face kind of... It's an array of emotions, one after the other, that dance across her expression. Who is he hunting, Alpha? And Alpha, you see the line of his shoulders tense. It isn't Gamma. And she steps closer, grabbing the front of his suit collar. Who is it? And you overhear Alpha mutter, Ji-hoon. And Beta, shakes him a little bit. The office boy? There is no way I'm allowing this to happen. You're technically not reinstated, Beta. There's nothing you can do. I don't care. You can't break the rules. And she goes to move off, and he grabs her wrist. You can't break the rules! And she snarls at him, and he snarls back, and they're chest to chest. What do you do?
I could break the rules.
Oh. You say that, and Zeta's like,
They already want me dead anyway. What's one more rule broken to them? It doesn't matter if I follow any of their rules or laws. I'm not gonna let Ji-hoon die. What do I have to do?
Alpha looks at you. His face is a calm cast, but those blue eyes are lit with anxiety. He lets go of Beta, and she marches up to you.
Bound by night. I don't know. They're
And as she gets close to you, she speaks to Zeta in a lyrical language. And Zeta, like, sounds very anxious and very nervous and very worried. And Alpha then says, I'll go with him.
I'll make sure he's not killed.
And by make sure he's not killed, you think he's referring to you, Daniel.
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows this is an extremely big risk. Even putting himself out like this, compromising his position even further to someone who is actively trying to find him. But this so-called hunt, if it's Ji-hoon being hunted, it's not a hunt. It's an execution. And Daniel already doesn't like playing along with any of Kindred, society. He doesn't care about that. So if he has to break more rules to keep Ji-hoon alive, then so fucking be it.
They all look uncomfortable. They all look like there's a fuck ton of secrets, and nobody wants to be the one to unload it onto you.
If the hunt's already happening, then we're running out of time. Tell me what I have to do so I can do it.
Alpha starts pulling off his suit jacket. He rolls up his sleeves. Those wicked, huge, bubbled scars down his wrists.
We have to find him before Magnus does. And then we have to mask our scent, which will be impossible.
Beta says, not impossible. If Delta's able to outrun him, then it won't matter. Alpha shakes his head with a little bit of a smirk.
Delta's fast, but I don't know that he's that fast.
Beta just lifts her nose, her chin, like, yeah, huh? I trust Delta. I think it'll work out fine. And Alpha looks at you, Daniel, and says,
Here's what's gonna happen. If Delta is fast enough, he'll cover our scent. He'll be just ahead of Magnus.
And on the off chance she can't mask our scent, what's plan B? If there is a plan B.
You run, get Ji-hoon, don't ever come back.
Alpha will take the punishment. Magnus won't kill him. Zeta says, but he could cripple him. Why don't I go talk to him? I could tell Magnus that I'm back. I need to speak to him about something anyways. I don't really... Beta puts a hand on her shoulder.
Z, it's better if you stay out of this. She just kind of like hugs herself.
Okay, before anything else happens, knowing that Daniel's about to march himself off into almost certain death if things don't go as planned, he's gonna grab Zeta by the cheeks and kiss her.
Okay. She clings to you. She says, please don't try to be a hero. If it comes down to it, just take Ji-hoon and go.
It's hard to ignore what you once were in life, but I'll try.
She takes your hand. She gives it a big squeeze. And, Beta says,
It's about Jinx and the backstory between Hazan and Hilda.
it's... Magnus is a force of nature. Don't get caught up in his storm. He'll follow the rules because he has to. He has to follow the hunter and quarry. But you are an outside source. Stay smart. Stay alert. And then she says something in the lyrical language to Alpha, and Alpha says, I promise. And he nods to you, Daniel. And he partially shifts. When his ears make an appearance on top of his head, they are steel in color. Like a fire forged longsword. And his tail's quite fluffy. You kind of want to touch it. It looks soft, but you don't. Yeah. I mean, his beard gets a little, like, thicker, and the hair on his arms gets a little thicker. You imagine probably, like, down into his suit shirt, but he's trying really hard. He is pressing against the suit shirt enough now that the buttons are, like, screaming in agony, trying to keep everything closed, but he tells you to keep up, and he takes off. He's gone in a blink.
Then I will try to keep up.
Okay, do you have celerity?
Nope.
Oh boy. Roll a
But I am very athletic.
strength and athletics.
Both of my strongest things, so let's fucking hope. Okay. That is 8 successes.
Okay. You run. And you realize just how fast werewolves are once again. Without celerity, but with 8 successes, Alpha does have to double back to get you, to stay on the track. You're fast, you're quick, you leap over miles and miles and miles of real estate in moments. Roll for me a wits and awareness, and if you have heightened senses, you can add the extra dice for that.
Excellent. Do its awareness. 2 dice. Wow, okay. That is a critical and 6 for 10.
Okay. It's right here that we're gonna take our first bathroom break of the night. And we're back. We are back. Oh man, let me adjust my microphone. Okay. Oh God, I gotta describe what. Oh, God. Okay, I got this. You guys got this. We got this. It's gonna be okay.
Hell yeah.
I believe in you.
Lord. Okay. We will get back to the conversation next time between Kavita and Malcolm. Not Kavita, Demetria and Malcolm. Malcolm, as you step out of that conversation, leaving just a hair short, Demetria exits first, and then you exit. You see Kappa shuffling, and then his form like shrinks all of a sudden. He's a fat little raccoon still walking, holding on to his IV. And then he shifts back into his regular form. And it seems like he's just trying to keep himself together as he's headed for the stairs. At the base of the stairs, he pauses, gives you a look, Malcolm, and then mutters to Noah, I need your help up the stairs.
Malcolm looks so momentarily uncomfortable, not with Kappa's shift or the fact that he looks like as sick as he does, but recalling the last time they were together just briefly flashes through his head, which makes him think of Kavita, and then he looks worried, but he shakes it off and starts to follow. What's going on? What did I miss?
Helping Kappa as I'm talking. Kappa thinks he can help Jihoon from whatever dark fate is obviously upon him because, yeah, he has bad feels. And I honestly had bad feels when I did it. I don't know. I didn't like the way that guy looked at him. But
No.
it was not cool.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, Kappa thinks he can help him. So we're going.
Okay. I'd rather owe a favor to Kappa.
Truth.
Kappa just looks at you, shakes his head like, no, you don't owe me a favor.
Malcolm tries to look like encouraging, but there is that like Kappa's seen. He doesn't know how to handle somebody seeing what he did. Normally they're dead.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah. Anyways, so you guys ascend the stairs. I'm assuming Quinn and Evan are coming as well.
Yeah, Evan will carry him if he needs to up the stairs, but he'd probably refrain, knowing that Kappa wants to do it himself.
2 steps behind.
Okay.
Oh, he already asked me for help up the stairs, so yeah, I'm helping him.
Oh, then if you're helping Kappa, then Evan will probably grab the IV pole and be carrying that in the charcuterie board.
So as a pack, you ascend the steps. You get to the 5th floor, and the feeling is overwhelming. And then all at once, Kappa says, we gotta go down right now. Down, down, down. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Okay, okay.
And so you descend. At the 2nd floor, Kappa says, here. Open the door.
Okay. Open.
As the door is pulled, like as Quinn or Evan or Malcolm open the door, there is this crunching sound. This hard thwack, thwack, thwack. And as you get the door open, in the center of the hallway, in a pool of blood, is this masked figure pulling dripping, gloved hands back from Gamma's ruined, bloody face. And then the mask looks up at you, and Kappa audibly swallows.
Just give him an encouraging squeeze.
What does the coterie do? As Kappa says, put me down and close the door.
I'm gonna put him
Quinn closes
down.
the door.
I'm gonna trust him, but I'm right at that door, ready to rip it open if I have to.
The only reason any of you recognize it's Gamma is because you know what his blood smells like. Evan, Malcolm, you let him go?
Yeah, but like Noah, Malcolm is
Ready.
posed move to get to Gamma.
I will state right now that I will activate celerity in case I need it.
Okay, and Evan?
Yeah, Evan will just respect his wishes and
Kappa gives you all a look, gives you a nod, and he steps through. And he says, Magnus, sir,
I need to talk to you about the trial and right.
and the door closes. Do you strain your hearing to listen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if you have heightened senses, you can add the dice. Go ahead and roll wits and awareness.
Only because I'm concerned. I'm listening in case I
It's concerned.
need to be available.
Yeah.
It's
3. I got a 7.
Oh.
okay. Come on, Noah. Come on. 4. Hopefully.
Okay, 4, and then, sorry, what did everybody say yet again?
Malcolm got a 7.
Okay,
5.
okay. Evan? I don't know if you're listening. You're like taller than everybody, so you can just kind of press your ear against the door above them.
Oh god.
We're Scooby doing this.
Yes.
I don't think he would because he, from his own experience earlier with it, if he heard him say that going through the door, he kind of already has an understanding.
Okay. So those of you that are listening, you hear Kappa say,
Is he still alive?
and Magnus say,
Yes.
Kappa,
That's. What are you gonna do with him?
Magnus says,
Aren't you curious? I just. Sorry, it's not my place. Shouldn't you be in bed, recovering? Are you gonna lock him up? I have a place for him in the penitentiary. But he didn't do anything. Do not try my patience.
And then you hear Kappa say something real brave.
I want you to leave Jihoon alone.
And it's really quiet. For a long time. Do you open the door? Or do you just listen?
Keep listening.
Malcolm, Quinn, I need the affirmative from you as well.
Keep listening. He's trusting Noah to know when and if they have to move.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good move.
Okay.
I'm trusting you, Noah.
Oh god!
I think Quinn would have a hand on the door, but seeing that Noah,
Oh, I
In
also
Malcolm's
have a
heart?
hand on the door.
yeah, I
Noah
really,
is
really wants to
tense.
open it.
Noah
Yeah.
is tense like a tightly pulled rubber band. Like trembling, he's so tense. But we're waiting.
Okay, so the three of you are waiting. You hear something pop, and Kappa lets out a strangled cry. And you hear Magnus really close to the door now, probably right up against Kappa, and he says,
And why now have you found your voice?
He's my friend.
and you hear Kappa get tossed. Not far, but enough that he probably crumples to the ground. You hear him throw up, and Magnus says,
No. I refuse your litany.
And Kappa's like, you can't. And he says, I think it's time for you to go to sleep. You can't do this.
I already have.
and there's a moment of silence. There's a snarl and a moment of silence, and then the door gets smashed and almost inverted, and the three of you get shunted back, and it's all busted up, and you see Magnus stepping away from Kappa, who's leaning, and he picks up Gamma by the back of the throat, and he starts dragging him, and he says,
I don't give a fuck about the litany. I get what I want.
and he starts to shift as he's dragging Gamma's bloody, limp, maybe corpse.
And I will have no interruptions.
And Kappa's just like, you can't do this. You have to listen. You'll pay the consequence if you don't.
And Magnus just grumbles in that guttural voice.
Then the price I will pay.
And there's the sound of shattering glass as he takes an unmoving, bleeding Gamma with him. There's no way he's dead, right? I mean, the whole point of this was, I mean, he wouldn't go back. I mean, if he goes back on his werewolf litany, maybe he would go back on keeping Gamma alive and getting Jihoon to
Right,
do
that's
what he
100%
wants.
what's going
Oh
through
my God,
my head
the,
right now.
The panic. The door is gone, just broken, folded in half. Steel, fold.
Oh, yeah.
And Kappa turns and says,
You have to go find Jihoon.
you have a yes or no decision here, the rest of the coterie. It is a yes or no if you go out into the night to find Jihoon, and it will be a big roll if you do.
If Kappa says we need to go find Jihoon, then that's what Noah will do. He knows that he's one of the faster members of the coterie.
He holds out his wrist with that pick line still in it, and you have to take some of my blood.
Are you sure?
He just nods. Maybe one of you can stay and help me back to my room.
And Quinn, you don't have to ask. Wes's room is in this hallway.
Quinn and Malcolm, can you stay with him? You're fast, right, Evan?
I can do it. I can do it. You need everyone else. I know this hospital. And also we should get out of this hallway. And I know that, which is important knowledge to have that none of the rest of you have. I'll stay with Kappa, okay? You go help Jihoon. Yeah, I got Noah. And she just like looks like just stares at him with her one eye. I'll take care of Kappa, okay? You don't have to worry about that. I promise.
Yeah, I trust you. I barely know you, but I trust you. All right.
Yeah, when you ask Evan that, you kind of see him just sitting there kind of grinding his teeth.
If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. It's up to you.
This is as
I haven't forgot the conversation in the car.
if you get caught, this is like declaring war.
Right. Okay, well, we can't, stall any longer.
I'm not taking his blood regardless. He's kind of looking at Kappa when he says that.
He nods. You don't think
This-
you would really do well if you did, but one of you, he wants at least one of you.
Okay. If you're sure. And, Noah will take a little bit, I guess.
You take a bite?
Oh, God! I mean, there's already a... Yeah,
You take a bite.
yes!
Okay. Before your eyes, there is an anomaly that takes place. Noah, your skin starts to itch and stretch and become so very painful. And then the popping. And when you straighten, you are a Garu.
What the fuck?
And Kappa passes out, just gone.
I make sure he doesn't hit the floor and I hand him to...
You have a huge, like, bestial paw. You're like, oh, ah, oh.
Right here.
I hand him to Quinn.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm gonna go save Jihoon, okay?
What? Okay, Noah?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. You're, a wolf now?
The three
You know
of
that?
you, yeah, the three of
I
you
don't know.
looking at him, it's like this over. It's like this spiritual outline to Noah. Noah's still in there, but it's like he's in a mech suit of spiritual energy.
I'm in a werewolf mech! Fuck yeah!
And when it turns around, the werewolf absolutely has a raccoon-shaped tail. But don't tell anybody.
Of course it does.
I'm in a raccoon mech! My best dream!
I don't think I could even keep up with you like that.
Somebody clip that. I'm in a raccoon mech.
Well, can you do your best?
As you do run, you don't run on just your legs, Kappa. Not Kappa. You run like Kappa when he's in raccoon form. So there's kind of some squish going on.
Yeah!
Big, you're like a big red and black raccoon wolf dog that's just like, ah!
Yes!
I crave trash and destruction.
It's Quinn yelling, be
I
careful!
gotta save my friend!
Every dumpster in my way shall burst.
Malcolm,
Yes.
can I get my keys back?
Yeah, Malcolm hands
He's
him
gonna
over
take the car.
with a sigh.
I guess I'll go kind of follow, but not too close.
There's no world that I'm going to keep up with him, so I'll go for the ride, I guess.
Yeah, Quinn, you have everything here?
Yeah, hey, you two keep keep the rest of them from getting themselves killed, okay? I think you're probably the best at that. I'm okay here. This is where I can do my thing.
Evan just awkwardly holds out the charcuterie board for you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And she tips it into her bag. Thank you.
Hmm.
We'll do our best, Quinn. You do yours.
Okay,
Malcolm starts
yeah.
trudging down the stairs.
Tell Jihoon he owes me blood.
He's gonna owe us a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Also, we really need to talk with him, don't we?
He knows absolutely nothing about our world. Whoever did this to him is an asshole of an absentee parent.
Yeah, and I think nothing is being way too kind.
Yeah.
Like they get to the bottom of the stairs and Evan holds open the door for Malcolm to go through.
He goes through and he's like, I don't even know where to fucking begin. He's not our fucking clan. He's not Ventru. I could teach him to be a Ventru. I can't teach him to do whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, dude, what is with all
Meanwhile,
the
Noah's
and
just
shit?
like running. He's just like,
Yeah.
stops and kicks a trash can open. He's like, I'm frenzying. Oh man, crazy. Parkour like a cat flipping off things, jumping up.
Yeah.
Gets really
I
tired.
also-
Has to pause for a minute.
I also have like soaring leap, so I imagine he's like jumping like over buildings and shit. He's just like,
Has everyone seen the trailer for Venom, the third Venom, where he's the horse and just leaping over fucking deserts? That's what I'm imagining.
but a raccoon.
But a raccoon.
Yeah, a chubby one.
No. Hey, Malcolm, how are you gonna find him? Did he take his phone?
Fuck, even if he did, I don't have a phone. I've been
His
using everyone
phone-
else's.
His phone's on the bed.
Great!
He left it in the room.
It's not unethical for me to sew Apple tags into all of their clothes, right? That's normal. With these kids, right?
Evan just blankly stares at Malcolm, just like,
Oh.
if you touch my clothes, like this is the look he's giving. He's like, if you touched my clothes, we might have an issue.
I don't have to worry about you getting lost.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
This is not the war that I wanted to declare tonight.
Hmm.
It's only if I get caught.
I already started one. And he walks to Evan's car.
What's another one? You just hear like the car start remotely, and then you see the lights flash as it unlocks.
God damn it. He gets in the car. Just drive towards destruction, I guess. They're not subtle. Can we stop at a Starbucks first?
Sure. Should we get like a pup cream as well? You know?
Yeah, I think Noah's gonna need it whenever we find him.
We could try one of
Malcolm-
the other wolves. See if they have an idea.
Yeah, any idea where to find? Should we go back to Daniels? Do you think they're still there?
Probably not, but we could try calling them.
Yeah, that's great. Where's your phone?
He just pulls it out of his pocket and slides it over.
Takes the phone to call. He would try calling Daniel first, because
You see, like, Daniel's contact is Daniel and, like, an old man next to it.
yeah, that's right. Let's see if the
You'd see, like-
geriatric answers.
Yeah, you'd see, like, Delta's has a lot of hearts and, like, little emotes next to it.
Adorable. Malcolm doesn't say it, but he does kind of side eye Evan, like, really?
Does Malcolm look for himself in there?
Yeah, actually, he does.
There's just like a little crowd.
Oh, Malcolm looks a little down, and shakes it off. Starts calling people like, one of these fuckers has to answer.
Okay.
Everyone who doesn't answer makes him more stressed.
All right, Daniel, do you have your phone?
If my pants weren't burnt when I got set on fire, then yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just my shirt.
So the question is, while you're doing this super secret mission and your phone is not on vibrate, do you actually answer it? Do you pause the hunt and you answer? You can. You see it's Malcolm.
Well, Evan.
Oh, Evan. Sorry.
And this is in the middle of the hunt as I'm actively trying to search for Daniel.
Jihoon, yes. Mm-hmm.
Or Jihoon, sorry. What the fuck?
You are
Daniel's
Daniel.
looking for Daniel.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I won't answer it, but I'll let Malcolm know by texting. Like, what's up? Why are you calling me in the middle of something really important as he's trying to keep an eye out for Jihoon?
Okay, so you text.
Because he doesn't want... Because, he's dealing with a Garu here. He doesn't want him hearing his voice as he's talking on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Malcolm, the call gets denied early, which makes you know Daniel saw the call, but you immediately get a text saying, "What's up?"
Motherfucker.
You immediately get a text saying, "What's up?" I'm in the middle of trying to find Jihoon.
Malcolm still bitches about it to Evan. Like, this motherfucker just sent me a fucking voicemail, and he starts texting back.
Hey. He might be too old to know how to answer a phone, you know?
What the?
Oh, God damn it. And he texts Daniel back and says, same, where do we go?
Did Alpha tell him? Did Alpha tell Jihoon? Or my God, holy fuck! Did Alpha tell Daniel? Did Alpha tell Daniel anything about the hunt in particular? Like, if we're just scoping the city to find Jihoon like a needle in a haystack before Magnus, or...
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of needle haystack vibes. Let me make a roll. Let's see. At this point in the hunt, Alpha hasn't told you where to go yet, because Alpha's still sniffy whiffling. He's still trying to find out where. He does find out where, but just not at this moment. Meanwhile, really quick before you text back, I need Noah, who's running, to roll your running, which is going to be your strength and athletics, or your dexterity and survival, plus your celerity on either roll. And then if you're gonna sniff, you need to... God.
I need to sniff.
Yeah, you're gonna roll wits and awareness. If you have heightened senses, you get to add the extra dice for that.
Okay. Hold on. I'm putting together my dice pool for the running first. Okay, running. We're running. Fast as fuck, boys. Nice. That is 1 crit. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 12, right? 4 plus
4 plus 7 is 11.
11. So I got 11 on the run, because that's a big ass pool for me when celerity's going.
Straight zooming.
Wow,
Yeah,
11.
so zoomy right now.
You like make it
So
all the way
fast.
across the city, and you're like, oh my God, where am I?
What's happening? Fuck! Where did I go?
You like spin around in a full circle, and like somehow there's a bunch of trash that falls out of your pockets.
I get that.
All right, and then I'm wits and awarenessing for sniffs. And you said I can add my heightened senses to sniffs.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have heightened senses. That's a joke in this game. It's not a thing. It's not a thing that Noah has.
Okay. No sniff, only fast.
Yeah, no sniff, only fast. I did, however, get a 5.
Okay, that's great. You're like, you overshot Jihoon by about 6 miles.
Amazing.
shit.
We're like, oh shit, I gotta turn around. Fuck.
And you like run around in circles like 3 or 4 times, like, woo, 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 woo. And then you like take off in the direction you think is Jihoon.
Oh fuck!
This is the equivalent of a Kindred speedball. You're welcome.
He's like a 12 Red Bulls.
No think, only fast.
Holy fast.
God damn. Okay. Okay, any other I need God, the silliness. We needed that for a minute. Damn. Okay. Less silliness now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Quinn, because Malcolm, I believe, is going with Evan, and they're headed down to the car, and you're
Yes.
helping Kappa out of the hallway back to his room. And when you're there, he kind of rouses a little bit, and he takes your hand, Quinn, and he says, "Thanks for being one of my friends, Quinn."
Thank you. I don't have a lot of friends either. Especially lately. So it's good, and I'm happily stay right here with you. Okay? Don't worry.
He
I promise Noah.
squeezes your hand a couple times, and then eventually he does drift to sleep. And as you stay close, in his room, the TV's just playing this dating sim generator, whatever it is. There's a guy named Mark. Anyways, you're rooting for him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, like that one.
Roll a composure and resolve.
Okay. That's a 2.
There is a very, very quiet click, and the door opens. And as it does, there's a familiar, vanilla and cinnamon scent that permeates the room just before she steps inside. And then you hear her say your name. Quinn? And we're gonna meanwhile right there.
The amount of emotional cock blocking that Quinn has had to go through in this campaign. Sorry, Quinn.
It's emotional edging. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
It just means the release is gonna be so much better.
Damn.
We are sorry. Sorry.
Damn. Okay. Wow. At this point, in driving, I need you to roll a drive and survival. God.
Dexterity and drive.
No, because you're trying to track down a giant red raccoon
So,
dog.
Oh no, we're going to Starbucks.
Yeah, we're going to Starbucks first.
Oh, so you go to
So-
Starbucks.
Neither of you
Yeah.
can even drink Starbucks. What are you doing?
Okay, and you know what? Never mind. You two are not gonna roll because you're gonna miss it. If you go to Starbucks and you're calling people.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
I will say
We gotta get the pup cup.
It's not about drinking it, it's about holding the cup. It gives us comfort.
Okay, so you're going to get your cup. All right, you get your cup. There's a kid with acne who doesn't understand why two really attractive men are getting a pup cup in the middle of the night, and that's it. He feels weird about it. You feel a little weird about it, and then he's gonna tell his manager
No,
about
well-
you later.
Oh,
No,
dear.
we'll get an oat milk macchiato as well. Come on.
Okay, you two are fucking around. You're not gonna find out.
Oh my god.
Daniel and Noah.
By the way, DM, just so you're aware, the text that Daniel sends to Malcolm is not sure where to go yet. Scoping out an entire city with just me and Alpha is a bit of a stretch.
The last time Alpha basically on your left, he says Northwood, and then he's gone. Like, you don't have celerity, you don't keep up with him. Once he finds out where Jean's going, that's where he goes. Okay?
But I know the city, right? I know where Northwood is.
You know where the Northwood is.
Okay, then I'm gonna make my way to Northwood.
Okay? It's the
And I would like
very,
to-
very edge of Mass. Like, just... Anyways,
God.
so you're making your way there. You can tell Malcolm and them that. I just want you to roll. Nope, don't. I don't want you to roll anything. Just roll. No, I'm gonna roll for you. I'm rolling for you.
What? What? I want to roll. What am I rolling?
Nope, I'm rolling for you. Okay.
Why?
Because I just. Trust me, I'm trying to narratively put this all together. There's so many moving pieces. Someone's fucking going to get a macchiato. Like, come on.
Someone's going to get a macchiato.
Okay. Noah.
Yes.
Jihoon. This is the last thing before we wrap up for tonight so that people can go to rest because we're 26 minutes late. Noah, in your zoomies, right? In this like high octane gasoline that is Kappa's blood, you come to a streaking slide in the Northwood. You're like, oh, I smell Jihoon. He's somewhere headed this way, but he's not quite here yet. So you're tracking him. Your nose is to the ground. Every time you do see a trash can, you just flip it over. You like shake it. You scream a little. You can't help it. There's so much energy in you. You move a couple cars. You like make some noises and run into a couple cats, make some crazy sounds. But you will eventually find Jihoon, but not before Jihoon. In your haste, in your game, in one of your hiding spots, you stand up, and over this short fence, as you stand up, you come face to face with Alpha. You watch as his ears, like swaths of silk, drop down into his hair and vanish. His blue gaze is shimmering, and he lets out an exhale.
I found you.
We have to run.
He reaches out and he pulls you over the fence, up against him.
What are you doing?
And he starts running.
Where are we going?
Hold on to me.
What are you doing?
There's only one way you win. You have to get to the Northwood before him. Hold on.
And then
He wraps around him.
Kate, as you do, he like starts shifting so that he becomes more lupus, more I just forgot the name of it. The more dire wolf. And so he tries to help you shift, but I need you to roll a dexterity and go ahead and roll a dexterity and athletics.
Oh, I just crushed my finger.
Ow.
Dexterity and athletics, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One success.
Okay. You do manage to hold on, but Alpha has to go slower because of it. Because you keep like sliding off. And you don't make it. You don't make it to the Northwood. A force unlike anything you have ever experienced slams into the side of Alpha, sending the both of you careening. And then a very fast red shadow captures you and pulls you against a hard chest. Someone lean and very masculine has a hold of you, but you've never seen them before. He kind of reminds you of Noah, but he doesn't look related to Noah at all, other than the red hair, the shaved sides, the eyebrows that's pierced, the lips that have several piercings in them, the septum piercing, and the glowing green eyes. Not to mention the tattoos that crawl up the throat and then back and around the shoulders. The force that hit Alpha splits open his belly like an axe. Alpha lets out a wretched yelp. And then the masked Magnus is standing on his wolfish throat.
And then he slowly turns to you, and you and the redhead. The redhead says, "Oh, time to go." And you are running. You are running fast and hard towards the Northwood. Magnus doesn't seem to stay involved with Alpha long. At least not to finish the job. He gets down onto all fours and starts running. And as he does, there's an overlay of a spiritual wolf, not unlike what happened with Kappa and Noah, but it is far more brutal. Lights explode as it runs underneath them. Sprinklers lose their tops, and it begins to rain. A thunder overhead crackles, the sky bleeds, and the wood, the trees, they begin to quiver as if afraid, and every step of this creature's pounding gait is another thunder rumble. And all of that power is directed at you. Jihoon, I need you to roll a composure and resolve.
Okay, that was really good. There is literally... Okay, well, not... Okay, it was a pretty good roll. At least in my opinion. I was like, oh, wow. 5 successes.
Okay? You do not piss yourself out of fear. But you do feel dread. This is not a game. This is not pleasant. This is not something like anything you thought. The curiosity side of you is fascinated, but you are terrified, and in a moment you don't want to know. You just want to go home. Projected at you are salacious thoughts of blood and hunger, lust and pain. And the redhead is running for all they're worth. Like, I mean, just like breakneck, like fucking running. And as they're running, Noah passes you. And then Noah's like, oh, fuck, shit, does a little circle and starts chasing you. And then shortly thereafter, Daniel, you catch scent of your coterie, but you're quite a bit behind, and you're all running into the woods. And the redhead says, I'm going to let you go. Actually, I'm going to throw you, and you're going to run. Can you do that? I know you're a tech kid and a twink, okay? And I know that twinks don't have a lot of muscles, but I'm going to need you to fucking run, okay? No, listen to me. Listen to me. He's slapping his hands. Listen to me, kid. If you do not run, you will be skinned alive. Do you want that? To be skinned? To be eaten? To be destroyed? To be ravished? You do not, because you are a little whiny baby boy, okay? You don't know me, I know you. Can you do this? As you're running. You're like running, and the redhead is saying this to you. Can you run? Can you run? Can you not run? You can't run. You can't run, can you?
I can't.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how much do you suck at it? 1 being you're really bad.
I'm not good at running.
God fucking damn it. Okay, then I'm gonna need you to take my vein, and you're gonna run. Okay?
What do you mean?
It's very straightforward. You're a vampire. I am not a vampire. I'm a living thing. Take my vein. You're gonna gain some of your stupid disciplines. You're gonna rouse your blood. You're gonna run forward.
Drink you?
Yes.
From?
Yes, I want you to drink me, and not in a fun way. Kind of unfortunate. Don't worry about it, okay? I know you. I know you. You don't need to know me. We're not friends. I think you're a whiny baby, and now you're gonna learn why you shouldn't fuck around in the big leagues, okay?
I didn't do anything wrong.
Sometimes you need to get off the cross because someone else needs the wood, okay? What I'm saying is self-sacrifice, it's stupid.
No, I didn't.
Behind
do
you,
anything.
trees are like falling.
Okay. Fine.
Noah is like catching up to you guys.
So I can catch him.
I just want to go home.
Yeah, we all want to go home. But you know what we can't do right now? We can't go home. You need to make it to the end of the Northwood, or you're gonna die.
I don't want to do this.
Okay, well, if you don't want to die and you don't want to have all your teeth ripped out,
You're not helping!
then you're gonna need to bite me and you're gonna need to run. It's very logical. A plus B equals C.
Fine, then shut the fuck up and stop talking and just...
I take offense to
And he
that.
just grabs the arm. Not helping. Somebody's panicking. You shouldn't keep telling them they're gonna die.
Calm down. Calm down or you're gonna die.
Oh, calm down. Calm the fuck down! Yeah, I wish I could calm the fuck down!
He's smiling. Yeah, okay. Rouse your blood. Calm down. It's easy.
It's fucking easy.
Yeah.
He just bites into the arm and it's not gentle.
Ow! Fucker! And he like
Underneath.
the redhead like slows down and like kind of skids to a halt. And Noah, you zoom past. Damn
it!
Meow.
Dude! Like the fuck he is!
Does that mean Daniel could, I don't fucking know what's happening with Daniel right now.
You're running. You're still running. You're like, fuck! Why am I so slow? Okay.
Oh, I really wish I had
All right,
celerity right
Jihoon,
now.
you gain celerity 5. The Garu does not let you stop drinking until they start showing signs of weakness. When you try to pull away, they're like, drink more, baby boy. No, more. 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 And then finally, you feel this thrumming energy, and you're like just as fucking fast as Noah, and you're just like slamming into things and like super hyper and anxious. So you're like panicking.
I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like this game.
The redhead says, he claps his hands, fucking run. And then he turns just as this wall of red mist slams into him. And and then it's him and Magnus. Magnus's gloves are grabbing those delicate masculine hands. And the mask looks at the redhead and tilts its head. Get out of my way, Delta. No can do, sir. No can do. I said fucking run! And we're gonna end there for tonight.
Bro, I have been dying the whole session. Fuck. That was
Poor
so good.
Noah. Too much speed.
It was so good.
Noah's just a fucking ping pong ball throughout the city.
You know
No
what?
think, only fast.
Maybe don't get him the Starbucks order.
He doesn't get. Listen, he's not getting the pup cup. He doesn't need the sugar. He's not doing this again. We're never gonna be able to stop him.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know what he's done yet.
Yeah,
You can sense it.
Malcolm's mom senses tingling.
Yeah. Like, nah, there's fuckery happening.
Oh, no.
They're
I
just
could
gonna
also
have to
listen
clean
to
up a lot of
Delta
trash when I'm
roast-
done. It's fine.
Delta roasting Jihoon forever.
Dude, so good.
I was like,
I'm-
mwah.
And why is
calling
like,
you
like,
twink?
Call me a twink, bitch. Listen.
so good.
Fuck.
So
Hold on
good.
here.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Oh, I just love that, how you just carried her personality through. I was like, yes.
Yeah, I see.
So good.
I'm gonna help you, but I'm gonna make you pay for it every inch of the way.
Yeah. I love Dell.
So good.
Yay! And Daniel's like, I'm coming! I'm